All right, we're going to move on to another topic. A reminder for our viewers that this is your legislators, and the more questions we receive this evening, the better off we are here, and the more you will learn. So pick up the telephone, get online, and send us your questions, and we'll bring them to you as we go through the course of the evening. I'm going to move over to Senator Saxog. We're going to start with a rural question. This one is from a farmer. Now, yours is not the same farming community as is Representative Swedzinski's. They're still farming, but different types of farming. So this farmer asked if the legislature will provide any compensation to farmers for buffer strips. We've heard that one before. And I'm not sure you have the buffer strips problem there.
Well, I think that's a great question for me, even though, as you say, my district is not particularly farm related. It's more forestry related and mining related and tourism related. But we just passed off the Senate floor today our buffer bill, and in fact it got bipartisan support. And what we did is we kind of backed off a little bit what we had passed last year, and not from the rivers, not from the streams, but from the buffer zones around the
ditches.
Around the ditches.
Yeah.
And not saying that we aren't going to do that, but making it reasonable for the farmers to do, and I think, as most of us have said, if we are going to require that you do this. Right now, what we passed had the counties. If the counties want to take it over, they can do it, and that's good because you got local control. And we probably need to pay the farmer something for the buffers. Those two things: local control and buffers. There is a caveat in there. If it doesn't get done, then it goes on to Bowser or whoever. But I think the solution that we came up with, and it was the author of the bill was Senator Skoye, who's a farmer himself, so he understands what the situation is. But as a big part of this was Senator Marty, who's known to be an avid and strict environmentalists. So between the two of them, they came up with a compromise, which we'll see what the House thinks of, but I think it's got a lot of good points in it.
Okay. Well, you're assuring me that Senator Marty voted for it?
He did.
It was on the other side.
It was he and Skoye's bill.
Okay.
Well, then we'll come back to Chris in western Minnesota, but first to Representative Kahn.
Well, that makes me feel pretty comfortable. I didn't see what went on in the Senate, but that makes me feel pretty comfortable about the ability to support it. And it looks as if that's kind of like the old days when we used to get along. Oh, you didn't mention any Republican, though, but when we used to get along and sort of work out problems instead of fight at each other's throats.
Yeah, I just interject, but as I said, it was a bipartisan vote.
Great.
So,
yeah.
Good.
All right. And now, Chris, you've got buffer strips.
We have buffer strips. I think we had a calendar. We were planning on taking up that same bill today. Representative Torkelson is the chief author, who's also a farmer, Republican.
His name was mentioned on the floor, on the Senate floor, a number of times as being part of this whole compromise.
Well, I think you got to put $1 in a jar every time you do that.
Yeah.
But Representative Torkelson's been working really a lot of hours on this bill and working with a lot of the stakeholders. I know Farm Bureau, Farmers Union, a lot of the large ag organizations. I think there is still a lot of apprehension. When I talk to my constituents, they're very concerned about what it's going to mean to, land is, they quit making it. And for the same reasons folks want to protect it, farmers want to be able to make sure they protect their investments as well, because it's not a single lifetime, it's a generational investment that most farmers, family farms, have made over generation after generation. Maintaining and keeping that investment within the family and passing it on to the next generation. And I think, absolutely, I think there needs to be some port where the state, as a state mandate, as this is coming down from St. Paul, needs to play a financial role in that. I know, like redetermination, we're going to get in the weeds a little bit with that. There is some financial compensation through that process, but really, not leaving this on the hook of just locals, but really, if this has been Governor Dayton's initiative, it kind of was born out of my district. They had a meeting down in my neck of the woods that this was born out of, and it's I tell you what, it's definitely raised some hair on a number of my neighbors. But also, it's been state law since 1970 something that this was to move forward, and I think under current law, it was going to take over 40 years to implement. And this definitely put a speed on the track. And there's some counties, I think Otter Tail County, a little bit further north, has been, they did it a number of years ago. They've had 100% buffer strips, and I think it's going to take a little bit of work, and I think the state's going to have to step up. But we're working our way through that. So.
Is there a portion, or maybe a majority, of the farm groups or the individual farmers who would argue simply, well, look, if you're taking 25 feet, 50 feet from my production, you pay me for it.
Sure.
If you do that, we'll put in a strip. Does it ever get that simple?
Well, I think the biggest worry, though, when it comes to state dollars is also what's the state going to do, and what's the state going to require? Because, if you keep most of the decisions are going to be made locally. A lot of those things are going to come from, local decisions, and how the process works. Is the berm up? Should, if water can't run through the side of a hill, should there be a buffer on it? Because a lot of times you have those ditches as they've been dug out over the last 50 years. I mean, there's a hill there, and there's no water going to run through.
Yeah.
And what makes sense? And I think that's what some of this bill, Representative Torkelson's, Senator Scobie's bill, works to address. And I think, it's hopefully, I think it's definitely moving in the right direction, because I think the expansion into private ditches was a big problem, because I think a lot of folks knew that was never part of the conversation, and it was a big overreach when it came to the governor and
staff.
Is
there the common concern for the water quality? Does anybody really dispute that?
No.
That there are problems in our water quality, particularly in your area, Chris?
Well, I think every farmer believes, whether it be nitrate levels or whatever, they're not putting on any more on the ground than they should, because it's expensive. I mean, especially now with inputs, with $3.20 corn and beans, hover around that $8 to $9 mark. I mean, fertilizers are a big part of your inputs, and it's not our job to just throw that stuff out there, because those are real dollars. We want to make a smart investment. Well, to the same extent, what does the science say? Does a buffer actually do what they say it's going to do? And I think that's left up for some debate. And it might feel
I'm willing to work backwards. In other words, there's very little question in my mind the Minnesota River Valley is the most polluted area in the state of Minnesota. So as you work back from the Minnesota River Valley, how do you clean that up? And that's what we got to do, I think. But again, I think we're making some. I think we're going to see some progress this year. As I look down the pike at this very short session, and I'm hoping, just because, as you say, what Representative Torkelson was a part of with this thing, if we can put this together, this may be one of the great victories of the.
Some landmark legislation.
For this session.
Sure. All right.
Screw up the microphone.
Well, we'll find out from the engineers or from the viewers at home.
Can I get to say something about
But of course, sure.
Well, first of all, I'm a tax and spend liberal, so I'm perfectly happy to pay for something good to happen. And then the other thing is, the one agricultural issue I've been intimately involved with as things have gone on is the question of industrial hemp as a crop. And that's a crop. I tried to think it would be a good buffer crop, but it isn't. It needs a wider expanse than that. So it's got to go into the field next to the buffer strip. But the profitability is there, and the environmental positives of growing that crop are really there.
Perhaps
so
two birds with one stone, if we could.
Yes.
Your Legislators is the name of the program. If you're just joining us, we invite your questions, and you can do that by telephone, or you may send us a note by your computer sitting right next to you, and we'll bring the question to our legislators tonight. We do have with us Representative Phyllis Kahn, Democrat from Minneapolis, Senator Tom Saxog, Senator from Grand Rapids, and Representative Chris Widzinski, who is a Republican from Ghent, Minnesota.